Were you in the same group? Oh. Okay.
Wait, I have one though.
Oh, okay. Then throw it out here.
I think for me, laughing and like healthy humor is important.
Laughter. You've all heard of the guy, was it Norman Cousins? Have you heard of Norman Cousins' story? He was diagnosed with a disease called ankylosing spondylitis. That was the disease he was diagnosed with. I don't know why I remember that. He was diagnosed with, and they said essentially he was a professor. I think he was at UCLA or some Southern California school, and they said, "You have only this long to live." And he said, "Fine, I'm going to have the most blast of a time these last few months to live." And so he did. He went and he watched Laurel and Hardy slapstick kind of comedies, and he loved, this was back when MASH, I know it's long before your time, but MASH was a going TV show, and all he did was he watched those and he just laughed and laughed and laughed. And time came for when he was supposed to die. He didn't. He kept on living. He went on tour. He wrote a book. I think he's passed on now, but he went on tour promoting the idea that we have to be laughing. There's something very, very healthy for our immune system for laughter. Our immune systems love laughter. And they crank. Just like when the opposite is the case. There's really interesting studies on how stress affects the immune system. There was one study that I remember that came to mind just now, where you can test immune functioning by salivary cortisol. We actually did a study with that here. So, in other words, if you've got salivary cortisol going, that means your stress levels are high. Cortisol is one of the two stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, right? So they tested they had medical students who were in their first year of their medical work, and they tested their immune system at the beginning of the semester, and then they also, you can test for immune functioning in your saliva as well, and you can test in your blood. So they tested them for stress levels and immune functioning at the beginning of the semester, and then again right before one of their hairiest tests. And they found that when their stress levels went up and immune function went down. It was almost a direct relationship, a one-to-one relationship. The more stress they have, the less well their immune function is going. And some of us have really probably experienced this ourselves. We get to the end of a really tough semester and we just fight it and we just go. And then after the semester's over, we're just sick. Have any of you ever had that happen? Where you just, okay, I can't handle it anymore, and you just, 3 or 4 days, you're just knocked out. Well, stress does it. Stress and the immune system are not buddies. They like to go the opposite way. So, and laughter, when you're laughing about things, and a lot of these things, when you're doing these kinds of things, the immune system gets the message, wow, we love that. If you're really stressed, one of the best things you can do is go on a roller coaster ride, one that you love. That feeling of exhilaration, you actually have chemistry that when you're doing something you love to do, your chemistry goes, wow, this is great. And your immune system goes, oh, we like this, okay, shunk, and it cranks.
Quickly, my mom passed away years ago from a really rare brain disorder disease. And in the end, she couldn't speak, function, she couldn't communicate, and it took away everything. And we put on it was so cool because we put on a Carol Burnett, Dean Martin, old shows, and she laughed and laughed and laughed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. That's a powerful emotion.
Yep.
And it's a great way. It was just a beautiful way to communicate and know that she was still getting it. You know, I couldn't see it.
Absolutely. That's me.
Nice. Yeah. Really powerful. We're just starting to understand how connected all of our parts are. The immune system, our emotions, and the positive or negative effect it's having on us.